All right, getting ready for an aircraft maintenance coordinator interview.
It's a big one.
It is, but we've got some great resources from RoleCatcher to help you really stand out.
That's right.
Consider this deep dive your secret weapon.
Absolutely.
We're going to break down tricky interview questions. We'll sprinkle in some expert career advice, all from RoleCatcher.
Yep.
And we'll even show you how their AI can give you that extra edge.
Like having a pro in your corner.
Exactly. So before we jump into the questions, let's paint a picture of what this role really involves.
Sounds good.
What exactly does an aircraft maintenance coordinator do?
Think of it like this. You're the conductor of an orchestra. But instead of instruments, you're coordinating teams of technicians, specialized equipment, all those moving parts to keep those planes in top shape.
Wow. Okay, so you're collaborating with everyone. I mean, from mechanics and engineers to the folks in the supply chain and even management, right?
Excellent.
Juggling schedules, resources, budget.
It's a lot.
Sounds like it. All to make sure things run smoothly and safely.
Exactly. Safety is paramount.
So safety and regulatory compliance are huge in this role.
Oh, absolutely. The FAA, and if you're working internationally, EASA, they've got strict regulations governing every single aspect of aircraft maintenance. You are responsible for making sure all that work is done by the book, meticulously documented, meets the highest safety standards.
That sounds like a ton of responsibility, but incredibly rewarding too, knowing you're playing such a crucial role in keeping everyone safe.
Oh, for sure.
All right, so let's get into the heart of it. Those interview questions, the ones that can make or break your chances.
Okay, ready for the first one?
Hit me.
Tell me about your experience with aircraft maintenance.
Okay, that seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But what are they really getting at? What do they want to hear?
They don't just want a list of your past jobs.
Right.
They want to hear that passion for aviation, your deep understanding, and how you handled those tough situations.
So it's my chance to really showcase what I know, show them my enthusiasm.
Exactly. So instead of just saying, I was an aircraft mechanic for 5 years,
Right.
talk about a specific project you're proud of, a tough problem you solved. Show them you go above and beyond.
So bring my experience to life with examples.
Exactly.
That's
Highlight those skills in your personality.
So, like, instead of just saying I was a mechanic, I could say something like, during my time as a mechanic, I was tasked with troubleshooting a persistent hydraulic leak on a 747.
Perfect example.
I followed the troubleshooting procedures meticulously, consulted the aircraft maintenance manual, worked with the hydraulic specialist to find and fix that faulty component,
Yes.
and ultimately, I made sure that aircraft was safe for its next flight.
Now you're talking.
Okay, so I'm painting the picture.
Exactly. That shows you're not just listing bullet points, you're demonstrating your problem-solving skills, that attention to detail. You're committed to safety, and that comes across loud and clear.
It makes sense.
Now, they might follow up with something like, what are some of the most important skills for an aircraft maintenance coordinator?
Okay, so here's where I talk about my leadership, my organization, how well I communicate, right?
Yes, but again, don't just tell them. Show them. You could say, I believe strong communication is essential. This role involves coordinating with so many different people.
Right.
For instance, I once had to resolve a scheduling conflict between the maintenance crew and the flight operations team. I listened to both sides, and we all compromised. We minimized aircraft downtime and kept things running smoothly.
Perfect example of how to use a real-world scenario to show off your skills.
Right. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can be super helpful. You can put your answers into their platform, and their AI will analyze them.
Oh, cool.
It'll tell you where you can make it even better, highlight the important keywords, and even suggest ways to tailor your language to really connect with that hiring manager.
Wow, like having a personalized interview coach.
Exactly. All right, ready for another one?
Yeah, bring it on.
Okay, how about this? How do you prioritize aircraft maintenance tasks when you've got multiple deadlines and limited resources?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's always so much going on.
Right. They want to see you think critically, assess risks, and make smart decisions when things get hectic.
So I should stress safety and regulatory compliance as my top priorities.
Always. Those are non-negotiables.
Okay, good.
And then you can talk about how you decide what's urgent, what needs to be done first. Think about the impact on flights, any safety hazards, and the resources you've got available.
I could say something like, my priority is always safety and following those FAA regulations. Then I look at each task, like how it'll impact flights, how serious the problem is, and if I have the parts and people to do the job.
That's a great start.
I use maintenance software, talk to my team, and use my own judgment to make the best decisions.
There you go. You've clearly shown you put safety first, and you've got a system for handling those tough choices.
It's a lot to juggle.
It is. Now, we know staying on top of new technology is crucial in this role. What kind of questions should I expect about that?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm always reading industry publications, attending workshops, but how do I really convey that effectively?
Be specific. Tell them exactly what you read, like Aviation Week, what organizations you belong to, the conferences you go to, even online forums you participate in. You could say, I'm an active member of PME, and I subscribe to Aviation Week and space technology to keep up with the latest trends. I also regularly attend the MRO Americas conference
Perfect.
to learn about new technologies and best practices.
So I'm showing them I'm serious about learning and staying current.
Exactly. And if you have any certifications beyond the basic airframe and power plant license, like a Six Sigma certification, mention those.
Right.
Six Sigma is all about improving processes and minimizing defects, and that's really valued in aviation maintenance.
Makes sense. So those extra certifications can really make a difference.
Definitely. All right, ready to tackle another one?
Oh, yeah. I'm getting the hang of this. What's next?
Can you describe a time when you had to deal with a difficult coworker or a conflict within your team? How did you handle it?
The classic behavioral question.
They're trying to see your people skills, your conflict resolution abilities.
So how do I answer that without sounding like I either avoid conflict or I'm too confrontational?
It's a balance. Show them you can handle disagreements professionally, with respect, and find solutions. Focus on listening actively, communicating clearly, and finding solutions that benefit everyone.
So I could say, I once had a disagreement with a colleague about the best way to approach a complex engine repair. We both had strong opinions, but I really tried to understand his perspective, and we actually came up with a compromise that incorporated both of our ideas.
That's great.
And the result, a successful repair and a stronger team dynamic.
Perfect. You've shown you can handle conflict constructively and keep things positive.
So turning a negative into a positive.
Right. Now, leadership is a big part of this role. So be ready for questions like, can you describe your leadership style? Or, tell me about a time you successfully led a team to achieve a challenging goal.
Got it. I need to show them I can motivate, delegate, inspire.
Exactly. And again, use a specific example. You could say, I believe in working together where I empower my team members to share their ideas and take ownership of their work.
I like that.
For instance, we once had a major aircraft overhaul with a tight deadline.
Oh, I bet.
I split up the work, assigned tasks based on everyone's strengths, and we had daily meetings to stay on track.
Smart.
We hit some unexpected roadblocks, but because we communicated openly and supported each other, we overcame those challenges and finished on time and within budget.
Awesome. A real example of how to show those leadership qualities.
Right. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you refine your answers. It can analyze your responses and the job description and find areas where you can add stronger examples, highlight keywords, and make sure you're speaking their language, aligning with their values.
Wow, it's like having a secret weapon to make sure my answers are as strong as possible.
No, exactly. Now let's switch gears a bit and talk about your career path as an aircraft maintenance coordinator. What are the growth opportunities? Where can this role lead you?
That's a great question. I'm really curious to see what the possibilities are.
Well, RoleCatcher's career guide tells us that starting out often means gaining hands-on experience through internships, apprenticeships, or entry-level technician roles.
So getting that practical experience.
Exactly. And as you gain experience, you can move into supervisory positions, maybe become a lead technician or a maintenance planner.
So there's a clear path for moving up in the ranks.
Absolutely. And beyond that, you could specialize maybe in avionics, engines, structures. You could even move into roles like quality assurance, safety management, or training.
That's exciting. So many different options for growth and specialization.
There really are. And remember, continuous learning is key in this industry. Staying up to date with new technologies, regulations, and best practices will make you incredibly valuable and open up even more doors.
This is so helpful. I'm already feeling much more prepared for that interview.
Fantastic. And remember, we've just scratched the surface. We've got even more interview questions and career insights coming up in the next part of this deep dive, so stay tuned.
Can't wait.
Welcome back. We're still in the hangar, breaking down those crucial interview questions for future aircraft maintenance coordinators.
I've got a lot more to uncover.
We do. Let's dive back into those insightful questions from RoleCatcher's guide.
Sounds good.
Okay, picture this. You're in the interview, and the hiring manager asks, how would you ensure that all aircraft maintenance tasks are completed in compliance with all those strict regulatory requirements?
This feels like a big one.
It is. It's not just about knowing the rules.
Right.
It's about showing them that you live and breathe compliance. They're looking for that deep understanding of why these regulations exist. It's all about safety. It's about preventing those accidents and keeping that public trust in aviation.
So it's about the big picture.
It is.
Should I mention specific regulations I know, like from the FAA or EASA?
Absolutely. Talk about how you stay updated, the resources you use, and the steps you take to make sure your team is following procedures precisely. Think checklists, documentation, internal audits, anything that shows you're proactive about compliance.
Okay, so I could say something like, I make sure my team is up to date on all the latest FAA regulations through regular training and updates.
Perfect.
We use detailed checklists and electronic documentation to track every single step of the maintenance process.
Yes.
And we do internal audits to find any gaps and ensure we're always meeting those high standards.
There you go. You've shown them you take compliance seriously and have systems in place to catch anything before it becomes a problem.
That's a good feeling. Now, I know this job involves managing a team of technicians. That can be challenging. What kind of questions should I expect about leadership and teamwork?
They might ask, describe a time you had to lead a team of aircraft maintenance technicians through a difficult situation or a really tight deadline.
Another one of those behavioral questions. I'm seeing a pattern here. They really want to see those skills in action.
Exactly. This is your chance to shine, share a story that highlights how you lead, how you motivate, how you delegate, and how you solve problems.
Okay, so for example, I could say, we once had a major engine overhaul with a deadline fast approaching.
I bet that was stressful.
It was. To make things more efficient, I divided up the work based on everyone's strengths and expertise, communicated clearly what was expected, and held daily progress meetings to address any roadblocks.
Smart.
We did hit some unexpected delays with parts, but I kept the team focused, communicated openly with everyone involved, and in the end, we completed the overhaul ahead of schedule without compromising quality or safety.
That's a fantastic example. You showed strong leadership, delegation, the ability to adapt when things go wrong, and you still kept safety and efficiency top of mind.
It's all about showing what you can do with those real-world experiences.
Precisely. Now let's touch on staying ahead in aviation technology.
Love this topic. What kind of question might they ask to gauge my commitment to staying current?
They could ask, how do you stay up to date on developments in aircraft maintenance technology and techniques?
I'm always reading industry journals like Aviation Week, attending those workshops, and checking out online forums. But how do I express that effectively in the interview?
Be specific. Mention those publications, conferences you attend, professional organizations you're part of, any online resources you find valuable.
Okay.
For example, you could say, I subscribe to Aviation Week and Space Technology and the PMA newsletter to stay informed.
Great resources.
I also make it a point to attend the annual MRO Americas conference.
Oh yeah, for networking and those cutting-edge insights.
Exactly.
So I'm showing them I take the initiative to learn.
Exactly. And if you've gone the extra mile and earned additional certifications like Six Sigma, mention those.
Right.
Six Sigma, that data-driven approach to process improvement, highly sought after in aviation. It shows you're committed to efficiency and reducing errors.
Those extra certifications really do make a difference.
They do.
Yeah.
Now, let's face it, we've all had to deal with difficult personalities at work.
Yes.
How would you answer a question about conflict resolution?
This is a tough one for me. I don't want to seem like I avoid conflict, but I also don't want to come across as too confrontational.
It's all about balance. Show them you can handle disagreements professionally, respectfully, and effectively. Highlight your skills in active listening, clear communication, and finding solutions that work for everyone.
So something like, I once had a disagreement with a logistics coordinator about the delivery schedule for some really important parts.
Oh, that sounds tricky.
It was. Instead of getting defensive, I took the time to really hear them out.
That's important.
I explained why our team needed those components urgently, and together we came up with alternative solutions.
Good approach.
We ended up finding a compromise that worked for both of us and avoided delays in the maintenance schedule.
That's an excellent example. You demonstrated composure, empathy, and a commitment to finding a solution that benefits everyone, which are all essential qualities in this kind of collaborative role.
It's about focusing on the positive outcome.
Exactly. Now, before we move on, let's circle back to those AI tools from RoleCatcher.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You mentioned they can help fine-tune your answers and provide feedback based on specific job descriptions. Can you tell us more about that?
Please.
Absolutely. It's one of the most valuable things they offer. You just upload your resume and the job description you're interested in.
Okay.
Their AI analyzes both and pinpoints where your skills and experience match the job requirements.
And where they might not.
Exactly. It helps you see what areas you need to emphasize in your answers and what skills need stronger examples. It even gives suggestions on how to word things for maximum impact and alignment with the company's values.
That's so helpful. It's like having a personalized cheat sheet.
It is. It's all about making the most of your prep time and showing up as the most qualified, well-prepared candidate. And RoleCatcher's AI gives you that extra boost.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked about the technical skills and the people skills, but what about the bigger picture? How does an aircraft maintenance coordinator really impact the aviation industry as a whole?
Great question. It's easy to get caught up in those daily tasks, but you play a huge role in making sure air travel is safe and efficient.
It is a huge responsibility. Your work has a direct impact on so many lives.
Exactly. That attention to detail, that dedication to following the rules, and how you foster a culture of safety, it all contributes to the reliability and trustworthiness of the entire industry.
It's a reminder that it's not just about fixing planes. It's about keeping people safe and connecting them across the globe.
Precisely. And that sense of purpose. That's something you can bring to the interview, showing your passion for aviation and how much you understand the bigger picture.
It's inspiring, actually.
Yeah.
I'm feeling even more excited about this career path.
That's fantastic. We've covered a lot today, from specific questions to broader career insights.
We're not done yet.
Not even close. In the final part of this deep dive, we'll share even more strategies to help you ace that interview and reach new heights in your aviation career.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been talking about how to really nail that aircraft maintenance coordinator interview.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. Lots of insightful questions, practical advice, all thanks to RoleCatcher's expertise.
We've covered a lot, understanding the role, those tough behavioral questions, even using AI to help you prep.
It's been amazing, like having my own personal coach. But before we wrap up, I want to talk about the long-term career outlook for an aircraft maintenance coordinator.
Absolutely. Acing the interview is just the first step. It's about what comes next.
Exactly. So let's look at RoleCatcher's career guide, see what insights they have for folks who want to work in aviation.
Sounds good. So RoleCatcher says that starting out usually means hands-on experience, things like internships, apprenticeships, or entry-level technician roles.
Makes sense. That practical experience is key in a field like this.
Oh, absolutely. And it shows how important those certifications are, like the FAA airframe and power plant license.
Right.
That's the gold standard. Shows you're competent, opens doors to more opportunities.
So that license is essential for anyone serious about this career.
Without a doubt. It's an investment in your future. Shows employers you've got the knowledge, the skills to handle the job.
So you've got some experience under your belt, you're ready to move up. What are some ways to advance in this field?
RoleCatcher emphasizes continuous learning. This industry is always changing. To stay ahead, think about advanced degrees, specialized certifications like Six Sigma, which is all about improving processes, minimizing defects.
Oh, interesting.
Or building a strong portfolio that showcases your achievements.
So it's a mix of education, specialized skills, and a proven track record.
Exactly. As you progress, you might lead larger teams or even specialize in a specific area like avionics, engines, structures.
Wow, lots of paths for growth and specialization.
Definitely. And as you gain experience, you could even move into roles like quality assurance, safety management, training. Really expands your horizons.
That's great to hear. This career path sounds dynamic, always evolving, with lots of room for growth.
It is. And don't forget, aviation is always changing. New technologies, regulations, best practices. Staying current through professional development, industry events will make you a valuable asset to any company.
This has been eye-opening. I feel much more confident about this career path, thanks to RoleCatcher's insights and your expertise.
You're welcome. Remember, preparation is key, and you've already taken a big step by being here today.
That's true. Speaking of preparation, let's give another shout out to RoleCatcher's AI tools. They can really make a difference when you're getting ready for an interview.
For sure. Their platform can analyze your resume, compare it to job descriptions, highlight areas to improve, even help you tailor those answers to really show off the skills employers are looking for.
It's like having a personalized interview coach in your pocket.
Exactly.
So anyone serious about becoming an aircraft maintenance coordinator, check out RoleCatcher's resources.
It's an investment worth making.
Well, I think we've covered it all. Everything you need to ace that interview and launch a successful career in aviation.
We have. We looked at the details of the role, broke down those tough questions, even explored potential career paths.
It's been an amazing journey. I hope everyone listening feels ready to take on those aviation dreams.
Me too. Remember, the sky's the limit when you've got passion, preparation, and the right resources.
Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep into the world of aviation.